So people with moon in Pisces, what are they? Well, their reactions will be very emotional because Pisces is one of the most emotional signs of all. So they will experience everything very viscerally in their stomach. They'll deep. It's good that Pisces is very emotional, but because it's a mutable sign, they don't keep so long these impressions. That's the only positive thing. They let go faster of their feelings than, for instance, someone who has moon in Scorpio. So they're very impressionable. The impressions run out of them, and they would react very emotionally to situations because they have Pisces is like they have no protection. They're like so open. They want to merge with everyone emotionally. They don't have any wall or barrier between them and another human being. So they will very often feel the pain of another person. If they're in a room with someone, they would feel their moods without speaking to them, and they would be very sympathetic, and then they would react through their gut as if they're experiencing the pain of the other person themselves. So they have to find a way to protect themselves. And you probably, from very young children, you were very sympathetic for the underdog, for children that were being abused at school, bullied, you'd always want to protect the weaker because you could feel their pain as if it was yours. Or you take care of little animals and nurture them from very young, and you keep having these tendencies to protect the weaker and to be like almost a savior and to have the sympathy for victims to your very old age, So that's why it's very good for you to have caring professions, so professions where you can show your sympathy, where you can share with people, where you can give your sympathy to others because you have it, you feel for them. And you have to learn only to protect yourself, as I said. You have to learn to not to, because you open up so easily and you share so much and you feel the emotions of others. If you're with someone who is negative, you have to stay away from spending too long time because you're gonna soak up these negative emotions and start vibrating with them and keeping you always down. You need to learn to put this, as I said, protection. And moon in Pisces are very psychic, as I said. Because they're so impressionable, they're very creative, and because they experience so many impressions from outside, they don't have this wall like, for instance, the Cancer has. The Cancer sign has the outside shell. Pisces don't have it, so that's why the best way for them is to escape. You can't keep a fish between your hands; it quickly slithers away. It's kind of, that's a reaction of Pisces. They can, when the going gets tough, they can run away, and that's how they protect themselves. And try to avoid situations of a victim savior, because even in relationships, often the relationships are not equal. This is something that is Piscean energy, that you're either saving someone or someone is saving you. Either you're the victim or you feel like more there is these roles that people with strong Pisces tend to project of inequality and of neediness, even sometimes they can become a bit emotionally manipulative. This is a Pisces thing, because they're so easily hurt. The best way for them to protect themselves is to play emotional games, because for them this is the sphere they live in emotions. And as I said, find ways to protect yourself, find ways to to ground your emotions, and to not let others take advantage of you, because you're so open and because you're so emotional. And you never want to react nasty. You people with moon in Pisces, because they feel other people's moon, they'll be very tactful, very careful not to hurt them, very careful not to upset the balance, not to say something offensive. So others might start thinking, that they can take advantage of you, and it's often that people will take advantage of you. And for Pisces people, if you have a child in Pisces, toughen them up. Try to teach them how to be less sensitive, how to be more tough, because not other people are not normally so considerate and tough. Others are not so sweet, because they don't feel the pain of the others as much as you do. So you have to learn to develop this thicker skin than others. Otherwise, they're wonderful, sweet people, you know, in Pisces, moon in Pisces. Don't take advantage of them. They love traveling, they love mystical, expanding their mind as well. They're not someone who is very set in their habits. They're changeable in their habits, they're changeable in their nature as well. And they can change place of living often as well. It's not going to affect them negatively. Security for them, what brings them security is that the person next to them shows emotion back to them. You know, you cannot, if the person next to them puts a wall, and especially if it has a moon in, for instance, in another sign that is less emotional, you know, they will feel hurt, they will feel neglected, and they will not feel safe. So this is the astrological description for people who have moon in Pisces.